Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to another video. Like you guys have already seen from the thumbnail and the title, we are making another shrug. I feel like these are the perfect piece for fall slash summer, so I'm just getting mine ready. However, I don't think this particular yarn that I used was the right choice. I just wanted to like put that down first, but of course you guys know always with my tutorials it's optional. You can just use whatever yarn you want to use. This pattern is super easy. This is from my green skirt and green and pink set. Basically, I'm going to link it somewhere around if you haven't checked that out. I have the videos available on my YouTube channel for the full set, so check that out if you want to make yourself one. But we're using the same pattern. There's just a little tweak that I added to it because I just didn't know want the pattern to be the exact same thing, so I added a little tweak to it. I did use a bulky acrylic yarn, but again, like I mentioned previously, you don't have to do this. I would suggest use a lightweight yarn depending on what you're actually making this for. If you're making this for winter, then obviously you can use whatever yarn you want to use, but if you're making this for summer and spring, you can still make this for spring in a bulky yarn, but summer don't do it. But it's super simple. The front and the back panel are worked separately, and then afterwards we worked the sleeve to the front and the back panel when we have everything attached. I used a 5.5 millimeter and then a 5 millimeter, basically 5 and 5.5 millimeter. What else? A measurement tape. You're going to need the length, which is basically your armpit hole measurement. This length is just going to be what your armpit hole measurement is. What else? That's honestly it. I don't want to make this into super long, so let's get right into the video. If you guys have any questions, as always, don't hesitate to leave them down in the comment. And if you like this video, of course, give me a big thumbs up as well. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. I cannot wait to reach that milestone with you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the love recently. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. I'm actually using 3 different colors. I have 2 different shade of gray and then this nice cream color that I'm going to combine together. So to get started, the pattern is worked in a multiple of 6 plus 3. So depending on the size you're making or whatever fit you're going for, you're just going to chain multiple of 6, and then at the end you're going to add an additional 3. I am going for an oversized look, so I chained a total of 75 in total, which is 72 plus 3. Measurement. This is about it's about 24, 5, 6. It obviously stretches, so it's about 24 to 27, stretches all the way to 27 inches. So from here on, I'm just going to go into the 4th chain with a double crochet. So this chain 3 that I just skipped is going to be my first double crochet, and into the 4th I'm going to go with the 2nd double crochet. And right after, you're just going to repeat 1 double crochet until you get to the very end of the row. I should have a total of 73 double crochets. So right here, I just finished my double crochet row. We are going to go ahead and start with row 2. So you're going to chain 3 and turn. After chaining 3, you're going to go into this next double crochet. Again, the chain 3 at the beginning of the row is a double crochet, so you're going to go into the next double crochet with a single crochet stitch. And after that, you're going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and into the 3rd you're going to go with a V stitch, which is a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet into that same stitch. Afterwards, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and into the 3rd you're going to go with a single crochet. Right after, you're going to chain 2 again, skip 2 stitches, and into the 3rd you're going to go with a V stitch, a double crochet, chain 2 and an extra double crochet all into that same stitch. And you're going to repeat this pattern until you get to the very end of the row. So right here, coming to the very end, we are going to end off the row the same way we started. So at the beginning we had a double crochet, a chain 3, and then a single crochet into the next stitch. So we are going to single crochet into this next stitch, and right into the last stitch you're going to go with a double crochet to end off the row, and this automatically balances off the beginning of the row. And for row 3 we are going to chain 4 and turn, After chaining 4, you're going to work your first clutter stitch, set of clutter stitch into this V stitch. So you're going to yarn over, go into this chain 2 space, and just the same way you would work a double crochet, right? There are 3 loops. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, and with my 2 loops I'm just going to yarn over and insert my crochet hook right into this chain 2 space again. And now I have 4 loops in total. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Now I have 3 loops. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops, and that is your first stitch. And you're going to chain 2 right afterwards and repeat another set of clutter stitch. So again, you're going to yarn over, go into this chain 2 space, grab your yarn and pull through. With 3 loops, you're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. And with your 2 loops, you're going to yarn over, insert your crochet hook right into that chain 2 space again, pull through. Now you have 4 sets of loops. You're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2. Now you have 3, and you're going to yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops. So right there you have your second. So we're doing 3 in that same space. So I'm going to repeat the last one. So right there you have your 4 set of clutter stitch. From here on, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to repeat into the chain 2 space. Into the V stitch, you're going to repeat the same pattern until you get to the end of the row. So right here, coming to the very end of the row, we are going to end off the row with a treble crochet. So you're not chaining anything right there. You're just going to yarn over twice, and you're going to find your chain 3 space, which is this in my case, and I'm going to go in there with a treble crochet, which is basically yarn over, pull through the first 2, the second set of 2, and then the last 2. And right there you have your row. Right there we have row 3 complete. So you're going to go ahead for row 4 and chain 4. Oh, that makes so much sense. Chain 4 for row 4. So right from the chain 4, again the chain 4 in this row is a double crochet and a chain 1. Keep that in mind. So you're going to just go into this chain 1 space with a double crochet, chain 1, and into this next chain 2 space. Sorry, these are chain 2, with a double crochet, chain 1, and into this chain 1 space with a double crochet, chain 1, and into this chain 2 space with a double crochet, chain 1, and into this chain 2 double crochet. And that is what you're going to repeat until you get to the end of the row. So row 4 is complete. For row 5, you're going to chain 3 and turn, and for this row we're just going to do 1 double crochet into every chain and into every double crochet from the previous row. That is honestly what row 5 is about. Super simple. So I'm just going to repeat 1 double crochet into every available space until I get to the very end of the row. So this is the end of row 5. I am going to go ahead and switch off my crochet hook right here, but first let me just take the measurement so you know what the length is. So mine is 3.5 inches. Again guys, mine is probably going to be wider and longer than yours. That totally depends on the crochet, on the yarn you're using. Because I'm using a bigger size, it obviously works faster and the stitches are longer. So I'm just going to cut my yarn off, and I'm going to switch to my second color. Keep in mind that this is optional. If you're using one color, then you don't have to do the switch, but from here on I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to repeat the previous row. So the row before this was a double crochet, chain 1 double crochet stitch. So I'm just going to again chain 4 for that previous row. I'm just going to repeat row 4, 3, 4, and I'm just going to go and skip this next double crochet, and I'm going to go into this with a double crochet, chain 1, skip this, and into the next with a double crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch, and into the next with a double crochet. And I'm just going to repeat this until I get to the end of the row. Hey guys, so right here I just worked my next row. This is actually row 6, but it's just the same as row 4. From here on I'm going to repeat, go back and repeat row 2, row 3, row 4, and row 5. So this is where you're going to continue until you have the half of your armpit hole measurement. So you're basically going to divide your armpit hole measurement by 2, and whatever amount you get, you're going to make this panel as long as that. I'll suggest you add maybe 1 or 2 inches to that divided measurement, so you can have enough room for your armpit hole and it's not going to be too tight. So I'm just going to repeat row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, and then I'm going to repeat the mesh pattern again, which is row 6, and I just repeat that until I have my desired length. Hey guys, so right here I have the front and the back panel complete. I am just going to go ahead and attach this because I want mine to be off the shoulders. Obviously I'm going to leave a big neckline, so this gap between my neck is going to be wider than usual, and I'm just going to single crochet these 2 ends together. And when it comes to the sleeve, I'm just going to single crochet this double crochet stitches together, because obviously there needs to be an opening around the sleeve. So right here you can tell that my sleeve is 8 inches actually in total. So if you're so it's 8 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark, because mine is 7 inches, which automatically falls with this last double crochet stitch. I'm just going to go ahead and single crochet these 2 together, and of course whatever I do on the side I'm going to do on the opposite side. You can obviously make this panel longer if you're making a different size, but this is perfect for my size, which is a medium to large. So from large to a smaller size, then it's fine, but if you're making a large upwards, like extra large, then I'll suggest you do more rows so you can have enough room for your armpit area. Because if you make this 7 inches and your armpit hole is probably like 9 inches, 18 inches in total, when divided it's 9, then you're not going to have enough room to fit your arm inside. So that's what I'll suggest you do. Hey guys, so right here I already finished one sleeve, so I wanted to do the sleeve off camera so I can actually come with an exact instructions, or else I'll be guessing on what to do, and because obviously I make these pieces as I go. So I already finished one sleeve, which is super basic. We're just using the same pattern with row 1 to row 5, and then we repeat row 4 and row 5 again, and repeat the rest of the row. That's honestly what the deal is. So basically row 1 to row 5, and then we repeat row 4, which is this mesh, and then afterwards you repeat again row 1 to row 5 until you have a desired sleeve length. So you're going to grab, I'm still using the 5mm for this, so I'm just going to grab the 5mm, and whatever yarn you're using, you're going to grab that, and we're just going to secure the yarn to the edge of the armpit hole with a secure knot, just a basic knot. And I usually go back with just extra knots just to make sure everything is secure. So right from here, the first row, we are just going to go into every available space with a single crochet. So you're going to chain 1, and into every available space you're just going to go with a single crochet, and this is going to just make sure that you have a base for your sleeve. So you're just going to go into every available space with 1 single crochet. Whatever amount you do on this side, you want to make sure you do on the opposite side, just so you don't have to struggle with having a sleeve that is way bigger than the other one. So just try and count your stitches, even if you don't get the exact amount, but make sure you have something that the difference is not too huge, so you don't have way too much that you need from the opposite side. So I'm just going to repeat 1 single crochet around the sleeve, and I'll see you guys at the end. So right here I'm coming to the very beginning. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into this chain 3 space. So the only difference between what we're doing now for the sleeve and what we did for the panel is obviously that was a panel, and this time around we're working on the sleeve. So you're going to end off the row a bit different than what you'd usually do. So usually you end off a row with a double crochet into that last space, right, because you're working it with panels. Or because we are working this time around with the sleeve, you're going to slip stitch into that very first stitch, which automatically ends the row for you. So that is row 1, and for row 2 you're going to, in this case, chain 3 again. You're going to go into this next double crochet with a single crochet. Guys, the pattern is basically the same, and from here you're going to chain 2, skip 2 double crochets, and you're going to go with a V stitch in that third double crochet, which is a double crochet, chain 2, and an extra double crochet into that same double crochet stitch. Right from there you're going to again chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and into the third you're going to go with a single crochet. Just the same exact thing as the panel pattern. The only difference is you're going to end off the row a bit different. So in this row 2 case, you're going to go ahead and slip stitch into that chain 3 space just to end of the row. So whenever you get to the end, you're going to slip stitch into the chain 3, into the chain 4, and to the chain 3 again. That's honestly the deal for the pattern, and that's what I'm going to repeat until I have my desired length. I'm just going to count how many I did. So I did 1 set. This mesh pattern, I usually don't count this because this was just an extra row, just so I can have this color in between. So you can skip this mesh pattern entirely if you don't want it, but I feel like it adds a lot more color and definition to the shrug, so that's why I wanted to add this pattern. But you can skip this, it's totally optional. So you're just going to repeat. I have 1 2 3 4 5 set, and in between I have 4 sets of the mesh pattern. So that's what I'm going to repeat on this opposite sleeve, and I guess I'll see you guys when I have that complete, so you guys can see what the final look is like.
I also wanted to mention that I used the 5.5 for the last set of 5 rows, so you can have the little flare at the edge of the sleeve, but of course that is optional. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Heart been